organists have understood for a long time that each type of organ teaches you something and tells you something that's different from another type of organ. And the Italian organ, as soon as you start playing Italian music on it, is just so responsive. It's not a big sound. It's not the kind of thing that you wow people with huge, impressive chords. But it's the sweetest sound, that 8-foot stop on the Italian instrument. The touch is very light. It's a small instrument, and it's very responsive. It also teaches you some things that are historically interesting. It has a short octave. I found that to be a lot of fun. My hands were used to certain patterns, and when you get into the short octave and you're in different places with your hands, you have to think about that a little bit. The tuning is also very interesting on that organ. It's a quarter comma mean tone tuning, and so certain dissonances are really dissonant and the consonances are really sweet. You let the instrument teach you about the music, and if you match the music upright with the instrument, it'll do that really easily. My teachers didn't like the idea that the wind would vary slightly and would kind of ebb and flow the way human lungs ebb and flow. They wanted it constant all the time. And I've never really agreed with that. All of us organists agree on this, that we like to play both the German organ that we have and the Italian organ that we have with somebody pumping it by hand rather than this mechanical machine running wind into it. It just makes it a little bit more interesting, and you get a little bit of swell here and there and a little fade here and there, and it just has more life to it, and it's a lot of fun. It requires some technique.
The calcant is the person who provides the wind for the organ behind the scenes. Of course, before the dawn of electricity, the way by which organs received their wind under pressure was by human power. It'd be by someone like me standing back there pumping the organ by stepping on bellows or pulling on ropes in order to supply the wind pressure that the organist used to make sound. It's an extremely sensitive little instrument. The wind pressure of the instrument is only 50 millimeters, which isn't even enough pressure to blow the seeds off a dandelion. And so it's just so incredibly sensitive, and even more so when it's pumped by hand, which is how we usually provide the wind in performances.
The player feels a kind of participation, I guess, with the pumper when you do it that way, and it really is a lot more fun.
Theology and music are integrally related in my life, both in my academic studies as a theology and music major, but also going back as far as my childhood. I went to a Catholic elementary school, and so our chorus was always singing sacred works from 4th grade on. And so the idea of separating music from theology really doesn't work for me. They come together. Up until the 19th century, of course, a lot of music was sacred, and that's what I tend to gravitate towards as well, as music of earlier times, and so the two are combined.
We want to make music a living, breathing human thing.